We have the women's volleyball coach, Reed Sunahara, here. Coach, if you could just want to start with an opening statement and a preview of your season opener at Old Dominion this weekend, then we will get into some questions after.
Yeah, how's everyone going? Thanks for joining us or having me on, and I'm looking forward for our team to compete this weekend, and it'll be a good tournament for us. We got Loyola of Maryland, Old Dominion, and Hampton there, so I'm looking forward to it.
All right, we will start with Sam, and you can begin with your questions.
Hey, Coach, it's good to see you. So we saw a lot of newer faces over the weekend in the scrimmage that we didn't see quite as much of last year. Should we expect to see the same rotations heading into this weekend?
I think so. I think whoever's playing well this weekend or this week will be in the lineup. So, yes, we have a lot of new faces, and everyone's working hard. Everyone's finding out their roles and figuring out how they can contribute to this team.
There's obviously a lot of hype again around Brianna. She had a great year last year, and we saw a strong play from her against Kent State. Do you expect her to make a big jump again this year?
Yeah, I mean, we had a conversation after last season, and she decided that she was coming back, which I was really pleased with. And, I told her, I said, you haven't even scratched the surface yet. You haven't really reached your potential, and, the sky's the limit. She had a later start when she was younger, and, she's finally growing into her body and figuring things out, and she's getting stronger every day. And, she's really, hats off to her. She's really worked hard and put the time in, and it's made a big difference.
Now, I know you're going to have to correct me on this. I know Lacey's a captain. I know Alexa's a captain. And you have a third one. Who's the third one?
No, we don't. We just have Lacey and Alexa.
Lacey and Alexa. So
yep.
What's their leadership like, and what kind of an impact have they had on the team so far this preseason?
They've been, great. They've supplied a great leadership role. They've been good for our program. Lex has been here probably the longest, along with Bree, and and Lacey was our captain last year or the past 2 years. So she understands the role that she's in, and Lex is a good wingman for her, and they work well together. And during the pandemic, I mean, they really worked hard to keep this team intact and doing the right thing. So I really like what they're doing.
Now you're heading back into a regular-ish schedule. The last year you were playing those back-to-backs, which was kind of wild. I know you were saying it was kind of foreign territory. Is there kind of an adjustment back into a normal schedule, or does it kind of just feel like business as usual once again?
I think it's business as usual. Last year we didn't have the preseason to prepare. We went straight into conference, but at least this year we have a preseason to figure out what we're doing and what we need work on, and what we're doing well. So, and then this is preparation for us to have experience before the conference starts. And when the conference starts, we're still in that back-to-back mode, and I think it'll be good. I like that format.
So looking ahead to the non-conference schedule, I mean, again, you're playing more games than you did last year. What are you trying to get out of this besides wins? Obviously, that's the easy.
Right.
What are you trying to get out of this non-conference slate?
Well, one is where we are after all these practices. I want to know where we are, and then from there, who's going to step up and what players are going to gel together and create the best chemistry and the best team out there for us to be successful. So, everyone's going to have, everyone has opportunities in practice every day. And then, we have the games that we compete against, obviously other teams, and we're gonna, create a bigger sample size for us to have so that we can put the best team on the court.
Are there any? I'll let Eric go. I'm sorry, I've been hogging this whole thing.
No, they're fine.
But that's okay. You've had good questions anyway. You're talking about a more regular approach to the start to the season. You didn't get to play 2 different matches on the same day last year. Does that have impacted your preparation in any way? Now that you're going to be able to do that, do you change the reps? Do you change how you build up for that?
A little bit, but not much, because every match matters, so the tough part is the first preseason weekend, because we don't have any information on any team, especially, we know a little bit about Loyola because of what they did last year, but they have like us, they have new players. So we really don't know what they're going to come out with and all that stuff. We don't have previous film to watch and scout them. At least with Old Dominion, we'll get to see them once. And then with Hampton, we'll get to see them twice. And then after that, we got the first weekend to scout other teams, like when we play Michigan and Navy. So, the very first match is the toughest. And, that's what worries me.
Does anyone have any more questions?
I've got one more, actually 2 more. Now, like I said earlier, we have a lot of girls on the team that we haven't seen quite as much of, but we saw them against Kent State. Are there any individuals you're specifically looking forward to make a step this season?
The transfers that came in, they definitely bring, collegiate experience. And that's what we were looking for when we were recruiting them, because I thought we're going to have a lot of freshmen. We have 6 freshmen, but we also need the, experienced players to complement what we already have. And I think, with Adrian and Athena, they're both experienced players. So they're going to help us, whether it's starting, whether it's coming off the bench, whether it's just providing leadership or anything like that. I mean, they have what we're looking for, and they definitely will make an impact on our program.
Last one for me, Coach. I have to ask about Kristen McBride. Obviously, her brother is now a New York Knick. But before that, he was at WVU while you were recruiting her. What was that recruiting process like, and what's she like around the team?
She's a great kid. Comes from a great family. Obviously, with Deuce being here, it helped her decision. She actually wanted him to stay maybe another year so she can go to school with him at the same time. But, he had a great opportunity. He was here for our scrimmage or our exhibition. And, he's just a great kid. Her parents are great. And she's great around. She's a likable kid and everyone likes her. And, she's working hard, and she's worked hard up to this point. She played volleyball and basketball in high school, and she never really got to play club volleyball because she was always playing basketball. So, I told her that she needs to be patient, and she's learning. It's a little different position for her as a defensive specialist as opposed to an outside hitter. She played at high school. So it's an adjustment, but she's getting the hang of it. And all I care about is her working hard and being a good teammate.
I had one more thing I was going to ask too, is about the new players. How much easier has it been to assimilate new people into your program this year than a year before? Or are things still weird compared to where they were maybe in past years?
No, I think it's not easier. It's never easy to, bring in new players, because you have to find the right fit and the right chemistry. They got to mesh together. And, but everyone's been welcoming, and, the new players are fitting in easily because they were here this summer. They were working out together and doing all that stuff. So it makes it easier come when we start practice, as opposed to everyone coming on the first day of check-in and then trying to find out and get to know them. They've been at camps before together, so they have some type of recognition and friendship already that's been created. So it's a lot easier than it was before.
So I just have a few questions from individuals who could not make it today.
Okay.
First up, what do you believe is the biggest strength of this year's team, and how do you plan to utilize that strength throughout the season?
I think the biggest strength that we have this year is the depth. If something happens to the starters, anyone can go in and not lose a beat. So I think for us, that is one of the biggest things we've upgraded in from previous years.
With so much senior leadership and contribution on this team, what do you expect from your upperclassmen this season on and off the court?
Always representing this program well, representing this program, our university and their families well, and providing good leadership. I've talked to all of them, and they want to have a great experience leaving here. So what does that mean? Anytime you win, it helps the cause. And we have some new players this year, but we have a good crew coming back from last year. They got a good taste of being in the upper half of the Big 12, and they want to continue that.
What aspects of your team have you been working on before the season, and what has been the focus of practices leading up until now?
The focus has been, getting better every day. Our motto is getting 1% better every day. Every time you step foot on the court, that's what we expect. I like our players. I mean, I think they're a good cohesive unit, and my thing with them is not just this year, but every year, is to keep working hard, keep getting better. And the harder they work, the more it's going to pay off for them, and it's going to be a lot more rewarding, and that's what we want.
Awesome. And last question from me. With a tough Big 12 schedule ahead with games, what games are sort of circled on your calendar, and what are you doing to prepare for conference play?
Well, and that was going to be my message today, is every match we play starting this weekend leads up to consistency and how we're getting better and preparing us for playing our next opponent and in the Big 12. So, we're not just going out to play. There's a intent in every match we play, and a purpose for what we're trying to do. So, we want to prepare ourselves so that we're ready for a tough conference. And, the teams that we're playing in the preseason are tough, and, hopefully that we can use that to our advantage. So, I think I like our preseason schedule leading up to the Big 12, and, looking forward to what we can do.
Great. Thank you for being here today, and good luck this weekend.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate you guys being on here. Thanks.